Hey everybody, welcome back to another review of Married at First Sight. This is season 12, episode 9. The title of the episode is Three Little Words. And it's getting harder and harder to watch these episodes because it's just so frustrating and disappointing and just irritating and agitating. But let's do it. Let's get through it. One at a time. We're going to start out with Haley and Jacob. And it started with Haley and her friends. I guess her mom gave her some chocolate covered strawberries, and she's eating the strawberry. They probably were for her and Jacob, but she ate them with her friends. And her friend asked her how was it going, and she said that they showed Jacob asked her, are you physically attracted to me? And she said, I don't know, which is basically no, like no. But she said maybe. I think this is just me thinking. I think that she likes him, but it's not like she's completely into. It's like it's half and half. She likes him, but she kind of wants him something different. Because you see in the episode, she bought him some clothes. She bought him some new clothes to wear. Like, why don't you try wearing these instead of the clothes you wear? If he allowed her, I'm sure she could make him something. Because she loves his person. She really likes his personality, his attitude, his demeanor. She likes the inside stuff. The outside stuff she's having half on. So she probably would like to put clothes on him, take that stupid, cut his fucking hair or do something. You know what he should do? And I'm pretty sure she would like, because she's so outdoorsy and travelly. She probably would like if he grew a beard. If he grew like a beard, that would probably send her over the top into the like category. But for now, it's a I don't know, which is basically a no. But I think she's hung up on it because she's like, I just want you to look different than the way you look right now. But he is pretty much like, so you just don't like me. Because he says there's no physical attraction, then what are we even fucking doing? And yeah, that's a physical attraction is the base of any relationship. I mean, you can start out with other things where you're friends, you like the personality more, and you can overlook the physical, but the way they're doing it, the way it's set up, you have to like what you see. And that makes you want to get to know the person. And she wants to get to know him to overcome the things she don't like physically about him. And I think the physical things is mostly superficial. Because when she complains to her friends about him, she complains about his clothes and his style. So I think it's a lot of superficial stuff. I don't think it's anything deep or like she don't like his bone structure, nothing like that. I don't think it's anything like that. Or his eye color, some shit like that. And she bought him some clothes in this episode, and he tried them on. The clothes look great. I thought they looked real good. He said he likes them. They're his style. They're stuff the colors he likes. Some of the new colors he didn't like the plaid. He liked that. He liked a lot of stuff. It's not like he was wearing the shit she bought. In like later parts of the show, she was wearing the stuff she bought him in a few episodes because he really did like it. But when they were at the house and she bought him the clothes, she was like, okay. He was like, I want to get back into what we were talking about last night. And she was like, damn, we can't just worry about it later. But he said, I wanted to continue the conversation last night about you not being physically attracted to me, but instead you left. And she left to go hang out with Paige. And he was like, I want to talk to you. She said, well, you never told me you wanted to talk to me. And he did something that a lot of men do, that I do, and I've started to get away from it, and that people have done about me that I don't like. That's why I wanted to get away from doing it myself. Was he had an entire conversation in his head without her. He said he talked both sides of an argument, his side and her side, and she was nowhere around. So when she came there, when she was there, he had already had a full-blown shouting match in his head. Like, when you say this, she was like, I didn't say any of that. I wasn't going to say any of that, And she's justified because he doesn't know her well enough, I don't think, to say this is what you're going to say. You don't know what I'm going to say. You don't know how I'm going to react. So he's basing her reactions on other women that he's dealt with before without knowing her. And she admits, like, yeah, I don't really know how this is supposed to go because I've never been in a relationship. She said her last relationship was 7 years ago when she was like a freshman in college. So she was like, yeah, I don't do this. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. And you need to have patience. And Jacob is like, I don't want to have patience. Because at the end of the day, if you're not physically attracted to me, you don't want to be with me. And he's making a lot of assumptions. And she called him on that. She stopped him like, you're making a lot of assumptions about me, what type of woman I am, and the things that I do. And you don't know me. And he has to recognize that I don't know her. She admits I don't know him, but she does like what she does know, except for that part. She doesn't like this thing. And he is wrong as hell. He was wrong with the day is long for that. He had a full-blown shouting match in his mind. And he took it out on her for some shit she didn't even do. The experts sent over questions for them, and their questions was, what will make you guys fall in love? And they were like, fuck that. They were like, that's another situation. We're not even gonna, so they didn't even, I don't think even discussed it at all. They had a pool, Jacob had a pool party at his house. Haley was giving tours, but I think Virginia asked her for a tour, and Haley was like, shit, I don't know where around this damn place myself. So they were just walking around lost. And that's about all they did at the pool party. I think, I think Haley likes him, but she really wants to change certain things about him, And I think he likes her, but he's bringing a lot of his past or what he thinks into it, and it doesn't really apply to her. But she's paying for what somebody else did to him. And that's fucked up. That ain't right. They go out to eat later to some seafood place, and she said this story about soft shell crab where she had a soft shell crab sandwich, and she really liked it. She went to Australia, where she had a soft shell crab sandwich, and she had a real bad reaction to it. She had to go to, I think, the hospital or whatever. She had to get because she had big bad allergies. So it was like 50-50. I'm allergic or I'm not allergic. I don't know. So he was like, are you going to eat that now? She was like, yeah. He was like, that's the hell of a gamble. She was like, yeah, but, he was like, so you ate it and you got sick. She's like, I also ate it and I didn't get sick. So it might be just the Australian crab that made me sick, or I don't know. But she was like, I'm going to find out today. She didn't get sick. And they had a lot of discussions and talks about her talking about Australia. And how she, she wanted to move to Australia. I think she did. She said she only stayed there for a month, but had to leave because, she didn't have any money and she didn't have no job. And she didn't have nowhere to stay. So she only could make it a month. And she said she feel like a failure for not being able to do that. And Jacob was like, you're not a failure because you couldn't do that. She's really not. Like, it takes a lot of balls to just say, I'm going to go somewhere and live there with no money and no job. That's a lot of courage. She should feel like a failure because she likes to try stuff and do stuff. And I like them together because they were saying, Jacob was like, well, let's try to just be this friends thing. At the end of it, let's at least be friends. So now he's more like trying to just get to know her, spend time with her, and she's doing the same thing. I think that could work out for them if they just get to know each other because they do have a lot more in common. And I don't think she is as exciting as she thinks she is. She's kind of like, she can't get on him for being boring because she's pretty dull too. She travels a lot and she does a lot, but she also kind of doesn't do shit. It's like he doesn't go places, he doesn't do a lot of things, but he has a lot of shit going on. And he has a lot of stories to tell. He has a lot of just wacky adventures, just like right around here. So I think she's gone a lot. I think he has done more than he's giving himself credit for. I think he is more adventurous than he realizes. And I think she is less interesting than she thinks she is. But if if they can get over themselves, they can actually do a lot together. They can go pretty far. We're gonna move on to Clara and Ryan. These two are fucking irritating. Clara and Ryan, they start off in a clay making class, and Ryan's like, he's a perfectionist, so he's making a beautiful little coffee cup and stuff. And Clara's like, she's been doing crafts since she was little. She's always done this. It's her thing, and she is making the most fucked up looking coffee cup in the world. Now Ryan has never done this, and he is way better than she is. And she's like, well, I've been doing this forever. I've been doing this all my life. It's like, you look like you started 5 minutes ago, like I did, like Ryan did. It was he looks like he's been doing it all his life. Shit. And she asked him, where are we gonna put my craft stuff at in the house? He was like, in the garage. And she was like, the garage? He was like, well, we're not putting it in the house. I mean, looking at your quality of work, I'm not putting this bullshit in the house. I said that. He didn't say that, but that's what he was thinking. We're like, look at this shit you making. No, it's going outside. And she was like, well, I don't want it in the garage. I put it like a she shed or something. And he was like, we put it in a she shed, I guess. And he was talking to her about her schedules. You know, she's a stewardess. Like, when does she work? When she flies? She off on weekends. And it was just, you know, stuff like that. Something they got to adapt to and adjust to. Just like Eric and Virginia, they have to adjust to the fact that, you know, she's gone a lot. And they get their question from the experts. They say, how do you specifically want to feel when you're in love? How do you specifically want to feel when you're in love? And I can't remember anything she said. I don't think she was very specific. She's very vague. And I don't remember what he said about that question. I don't think he said anything worthwhile. They get the other question. What can your partner do to help you fall in love? And that was something that I do remember. She said she wants to be heard. She wants him to listen to her. She's like, oh, I want this thing. If I say something I like or something that I enjoy, I want you to remember it and do it later. Like, if I like, bring me flowers and chocolates, not because I told you to, but because you heard I like these things and you did these things for me. And, you know, that's just pretty standard. That's not even out there. That's just normal stuff. And he said he wants someone that can build his trust, because he doesn't trust a lot of people. He doesn't let people in his circle, like inside. So he knows he loves someone, or he knows he's in love with you if he trusts you, and he tells you stuff, and he tells you things, and he opens up to you, and you do the same for him. You know, because he doesn't trust a lot of people. That was great. They went to Jacob's party. Did they go? They did, because I remember Ryan and Jacob were in the gym talking. Nothing happened at the party. The party was insignificant for them, except Clara was very pissed off at Paige. We'll get to that in a minute. And so later on, Ryan takes Clara to a donut dinner. Because he heard she likes donuts. She likes junk food. And Ryan doesn't eat junk food. He eats vegetables. He eats healthy. He exercises. He works out. He doesn't do fast food and junk food. And he knows that Clara is the opposite. She doesn't eat anything but junk food and donuts and sweets. And she never works out. And but he was like, hey, this is your thing. I'll come in with you. I might eat a donut or two with you. But, you know, this is something I know you say you like. So he took her to like some fancy, beautiful donut place that served fancy ass donuts. Looked good. And Clara was wolfing them fucking donuts down. She was killing them. They didn't stand. I don't know why she was eating like that. Why was she eating those donuts like that? I don't know. I mean, she was just stuffing them in her face. She just like, I just love donuts. And I mean, she wasn't like eating it. She was like, eat half of one, eat half the other one, eat half of another one. She was like just going from donuts. She was just munching donuts, and he was just sitting there looking at her, just tearing into some goddamn donuts, man. And he asked her a question like, what motivates you? What makes you get up in the morning? What drives you in life? And she was like, nothing. She's like, nothing. I don't even think about stuff. She's just like, I don't do any of that thought. I don't go deep. She said, I just work to pay the bills. I don't do. She's like, that's it. I gotta pay bills, so I gotta work. I gotta go to work, so I gotta get up. She said, that's it. And then Ryan starts talking, and he goes into like, he said he thinks about all the people who came before him that paved the way, the examples he had to set. He's going into this big long speech about what motivates him, what drives him to be successful, to be the man he is. He wants to be an inspiration. He wants to, he doesn't want to be a disappointment to his parents or his to generations of people. He doesn't want to embarrass his family name. He's just like, I want to do the best I can to be the best person I can. This drives me to improve my life, the life of others, and everything. And Clara ain't listening to a fucking word he has to say. She is killing these donuts. She is slaughtering these goddamn donuts. And then, she says that I feel like I got tricked into a seminar where eat these donuts listen to a motivational speech. And Ryan just looked at her like, I think he realized that she's not that bright. And I think that really, because he had on like a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. So he was wearing his Black Lives Matter t-shirt. He really wants to talk about deep stuff. He wants to get into stuff that's, political, religious. He wants to have deep, hard-hitted conversations. And Clara does not. She wants to eat donuts. That's what she said. She said, I just want to eat donuts and have sex. She said, she's deep as a thimble. She doesn't go deep. And that's his deep throat, I guess. And I don't know if I think that's going to go bad with them. Because he does seem like, not that they won't stay together for decision day, I mean like in the long term, that could never work. Because he's going to feel like he can't talk to her. And you can't be with someone you can't talk to. If you're trying to express your thoughts and she's just blowing you off because she's like, that's boring, I don't want to do that. Like, why would anybody stick with that? I don't know. But I don't think that's going to work at all. I think that he's going to get tired of her. He's going to get sick of her. And she's going to not understand because she doesn't think about stuff like that. And it's just going to be ridiculous and stupid. And it's just going to be just hurt feelings and broken hearts all the way around. But I think they'll stick together for the 60 days. But after that, I doubt it. I doubt it very much. Next, Chris and Paige. I'm sick of talking about them. It starts out with Paige meeting with Pastor Dwight. I don't know why. I think she said he called her to talk to her. And he basically was just apologizing for Chris. Chris is grown. He can apologize for himself. He told her that Chris was engaged before. So he was like, so she found out he's been engaged twice. Don't care. I don't know what they got to do with anything. So I don't know. I don't fully understand why he wanted to talk to her. I don't fully understand why she wanted to talk to him. It didn't seem like it served a purpose. Everything, he can't apologize for Chris. He can't step in he can't do anything. There's nothing he can do. He was like, oh, I didn't mean for it to happen. I'm surprised. But knowing him, I thought they would kind of go because he does stuff like this. You could have told her all of that on the wedding day. And she could have been like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this. But you wait till now when it's useless. So I don't understand that at all. And Paige says that I don't even think the woman is pregnant. Hey, why would you tell that to Dwight? Pastor Dwight, tell it to Chris. Or just give it to your fucking self. So she goes to the pool party. And when she gets there, she tells all the other ladies that Chris wants to meet. And pretty much every other lady is like, for fucking what? Like, you're not gonna, Brianna is like, you're not gonna do it. Like, everybody's like, you're not gonna meet him, are you? He's put you through hell. Like, why? She's like, well, I'm on the fence. Like, there is no fence to be on. He don't want you. What are you on the fence about? And it seems like every other woman there is like, you stupid. There's no way. Brianna was done with Paige. Like, I don't even want to be cool with you no more because this is just silly. You looking silly and stupid. Claire was like, this don't make no sense. What are they talking about? Why would you ever meet him again? After the last meeting, that should have been it. Like, that meeting should have never even fucking happened. But she did it anyway. She went and met him. And she smiled. He's like, oh, you smiling at me? Like, look, you were smiling last time. I'm so sick of them. And he's lying to her because she goes off. Because he asked for her to meet him. This is why she should... I'm getting tongue-tied now. He asked her to meet him. She meets him. He don't say shit. He's sitting there. She's sitting there. They looking at each other. She's like, what the fuck was this about? So she gets pissed. Like, you wasting my fucking time. And I don't let my time be wasted. She goes off on him. Because this is stupid. It's beyond stupid. Why would you ask me to come here to just sit there and look stupid? She gets up and leaves. The producers go and get her. They say, hey, at least tell him don't call you no more. Don't talk to you no more. Just go back and tell him that. Just leave me alone. So the producers on our side, just tell him to fuck off and be done with it. She goes back. He gets to talking. And he starts lying that he's just scared. You know, he's scared of somebody else raising his kid. He's scared of what if he's not around when the baby's born, or he's scared the baby might not know him. Then he said, I'm also scared I'm making the wrong decision by going back to her. I'm scared I'm making the wrong decision by leaving you. You know, this is just fair. He's just lying. You know, because none of that's true. Nothing he said was true. It's like he was fighting back laughter trying to say it. And then Paige is sitting there, and she's like, oh, is that what it is? I'm like, oh my God, this girl is as simple-minded as they get. And then he goes talking about his ass sex. That's really all he wants. That's all he cares about. And she wants to do, well, let's start over. From like, why would you start over? This was bad from the start. It was bad day one. It was bad day one, second one. It didn't get bad. It didn't get bad over time. It was bad immediately from the jump. So you're resetting to when it was originally bad. There were no good times. The entire time you've been together, it's been bad. There were no good times to go back to. There has not been a good time at any point. You have not had a good time to reset to. Hi, I'm Paige. Get the fuck out of here. Moving on to the next one. Eric in Virginia. Eric is gone. He's flying. He's in D.C., it looks like. And Virginia's at home. And Virginia is like, what the fuck? Because Eric, and she tells him that you was on my ass when I left about calling, texting every hour, checking in. You didn't even do that your goddamn self when you were gone. She's like, you called and text like once or twice. She's like, so why does she have to do it every hour and you do it whenever you feel like it? That's some bullshit. And she's right. And they go to the driving range to shoot golf balls, and they both trash. And the thing that I didn't like, they really made me just want to just fast forward, was their damn dogs. They were in the kitchen cooking. And they were just dogs all in the kitchen. Just every fucking... I'm like... Ugh. That's just me. Some people... Like, I don't like dogs and cats around food. That shit had me freaked out. And she was upset because she had cleaned up, cooked, and did all this stuff while he was gone. And he came back and he didn't say anything. He didn't notice all the work she had done around the house while he was out. And she was like, it'd been nice if he'd have came back and been like, said something. But he said he noticed it, but he just didn't say anything. But he like, I did notice that you had did all that, but I just didn't really think to say anything. Which can happen. You can really notice somebody did something, but you don't really like go into, you don't make a big deal out of it. So they get their question like, what love means? And he's like, he hasn't been in love since his marriage. And she's like, she doesn't know what love even is. She said she has like no examples of love in her life. So the only good example of a marriage she knows is her sister and her sister's partner. She said they're the only good marriage I know. Because her parents, they had a bad marriage. They got divorced. Then her dad got remarried, that divorced. And she's like, it's just been bad. Every marriage she's been exposed to has been bad. She doesn't know what it is. She doesn't know what love is, marriage is. It's all just new shit to her. And for him, it's the opposite. His parents been married for like 40 years. It's been great. There's no big blow ups now. So all he knows is good marriage, and all she knows is chaos. Even his first marriage was good. They broke up because of a job. She couldn't deal with him being gone all the time. And here's the thing about Eric I don't like is that he keeps threatening to leave her constantly. He never spends a moment not telling her, I'm out. I'll just leave. I'll just get divorced. And he shouldn't do that. Because he's using it like a weapon now. He's using that threat like a weapon. Like, if you don't do what I say or you don't go along with what I do, then I'll just leave you and divorce you. And you would think, he keeps saying, well, I don't think she's ready for marriage. You're not. Because you keep saying, I'll just leave. She's not saying that. She's like, we're married, we're going to figure this out when we're going to. You're like, no, I'm not, I'm leaving. So I think he's the one that's not ready. Remember, he lost one marriage to his job already, and he is ready to throw another one away for his job. So, whatever. And she says she keeps people at arm's length. And he does too. He might not admit it, but he does too. Because he's ready to go at a moment's notice. Later that episode, they have a romantic dinner. He cooks. They go to his house. Not the joint condo they have. They go back to his house. And he makes this real romantic dinner, and they have this talk. And it's a talk about, she's talking to him about his ex-wife. About how, you haven't been in love since then. You haven't done this. Because he talks about his ex all the time. Talk about his marriage before all the time. He never shuts up about it. I would get irritated about it too. And she just wants to understand, though, are you willing to love me? Okay? Do you want to love me? Because you keep talking about her and how great she was. She was the greatest thing ever happened to you. She's the best thing ever. Well, fuck, I got to compete with this woman that ain't even here. He's like, no, that's not it. But he's like, that's all I know. Okay. But he said he's willing to get back. He said now he knows that marriage wasn't perfect. Even though it looked like it might have been. Or even though it felt like it could have been, it wasn't. He's learned more. He's learning more now. And she's like, okay, which makes sense. I really like them together. They get along, but I don't think they'll last long term. I think they'll last for decision day, but not after that. There's no way. Because he's ready to go. He's ready to go at a moment's notice. He plays guitar for her, which he hadn't done before. She didn't even know he played. And he's not very good, but he plays a little song for her, and then they start making out on the couch. I don't know what's up with them, but they are cute together. Brianna and Vincent. They're our last couple? Yeah. And they start out, I don't know what's going on with them. They wasn't even, we went like the whole first hour. I don't think we even talked about them. They start out with the expert questions. And he said, "How will you know when you are in love?" I like what she said. She said she knows she's in love when she said when she meets a guy, she looks for his flaws. She's like, "I want to know what's wrong, what's going on here. What are your flaws?" And she said, "Once I can't see those flaws anymore, or I move past them, that's when I know that I'm in love because the flaws just don't matter anymore. I love the flaws are just you, and I love you." And he said, "Yeah, that's the same thing he feels." He said, and he says he loves. She says she loves him, and he says he loves her. But she says, "I'm growing to be in love with you." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be in love with you." But they're like, we're both close to being in love. But you can tell that they love each other a lot. But I guess loving someone and being in love is different. But they are sweet together, and I think they work good together too. I think he had some problems. I think because later on they do they're talking. He tells her, we're doing Spanish words of the day, and he has on there, a bunch of Spanish words, and one of them is a bicicleta, whatever it is, for bike. He has her a bike, because they show at the wedding. He said he goes biking, and she said, "Well, I would like to ride a bike, but I don't have a bike." So he got her a bike. It's a gift, surprise gift. He just got her a bike. He said he has a basket on order for her to put her dog Cookie in. The best way they can all three go biking together, which is a beautiful gesture. Everything that they do is just sweet and wonderful. But the thing about it is that I could just be nitpicking, is that she is learning Spanish. She's being more open. She's doing a lot of stuff to learn his culture and to better fit in with him and his family. And he's not doing any of that for her. He's not even trying to learn about her. But she's going out of her way to learn about him because she wants to be a better wife. But I think he should try to be a better husband too. And at the end of the episode, they go salsa dancing. And it doesn't go that good. Because Brianna is a professional dancer, but she's never danced salsa. Well, she used to dance professional, but she doesn't dance anymore. But she never danced salsa. And, Vincent is Dominican. She's like, we can take some Spanish dance classes, stuff like that. And he was messing up, but they both were messing up. But she kind of just laughed it off. And he did not. He took it extremely serious. He was embarrassed. His feelings were hurt. And he got agitated and irritated. And she could tell, like, okay, just laugh it off. She's like, you're messing up. I'm messing up. And the instructor wasn't helping. He kept picking at Vincent. And I don't think he should have been doing that either, But when Vincent was doing it wrong, like, no, left, go left. Okay, turn this way, like, just picking at him. But it was all, like, for Brianna and the instructor, it was just fun. Like, of course, you've never done this before. Of course you're going to mess it up. But Vincent was just like, he was serious. He was intense. He was like, his feelings were hurt. His damn manhood was hurt. Because he couldn't do this fucking salsa dance. And he got to work on that, man. Because it was like, and she was trying to, like, lighten the mood, smile, make him feel better. But he was like, nah, nothing wrong. You can tell something's wrong, man. You're pissed off in here. He has to communicate better. He has to be able to express his feelings better. Because just swallowing in a second, and that's what men do. I know. But then sitting there looking at it, as a man looking at it, you're like, dude, that's fucked up. You shouldn't do that. You should just tell her what's going on. But then I know I do the same thing. I just swallow my feelings. I just like, don't worry about it. I'm good. So I know that feeling when you're embarrassed and you don't know what to do. So you just get mad at the world and fuck up everybody's evening. You gotta learn to get better, man. He has to. And Brianna is wonderful. She's amazing. And she's working so hard to do right by him. Excuse me. And he's not doing anything to do right by her. It's just crazy. But I think they're gonna laugh. I think they had the potential to go all the way. Like, they'll make decision day, no problem. And I think decisions are going to come down to him. And just hear that, I don't think decision day is going to even be an issue. They really like each other. They really do. And even the stuff that bothers him, he is not bad. It could blow up. It can, but him having a temper and his always feeling insulted, that could be bad. But other than that, I don't see much really holding him back. Just he has to learn to communicate his feelings because he's thoughtful. He's very thoughtful about her, and he does love her. I believe he loves her very much. But I think he just needs to learn to open up because she seems more talkative and he's more reserved, and that's probably a thing. And when stuff like that happens, man, you just gotta learn to just laugh it off. That's how you get out of it feeling embarrassed. Just laugh it off. And I don't think he just laughs stuff off. I think he takes it very serious. And so that's going to be an issue, but it's not going to be anything that's going to really break him up. And I think that's it for me. I'm sick of Chris and Paige. I really am. They made me not want to even watch the show. It's like I have so little time to watch that damn show because it's 2 hours long. I don't know why, but then it's like whenever they come on the screen, I just want to fast fucking forward. Because I know it's going to be ridiculous. I know it's going to be stupid. I know it's not going to make any sense. And it's just going to make me just irritated. And I think Jacob and Haley has gotten more interesting. And I think Clara and Ryan is a brewing disaster. Because I think he really likes how she looks, but he doesn't like the fact that she doesn't do a lot of thinking. Hey, yo, them my thoughts. What are yours? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel. Or if you feel like I'm wrong or I'm not missing something, just let me know. And I don't mind looking at it from a different point of view. So I know mine is fucked up. But hey, I'll see y'all next episode, man. Peace.